Ole Solskjaer then has been sacked as the manager of Manchester United. Today, we're going to use FM22 to find out who is the best man to take over. Hello then and welcome back to the channel. My name is Clayts and today we've got another simulation, another experiment, if you like, using Football Manager 2022. Today's video is going to be hopefully finding out who is the best candidate to take over from Ole Solskjaer at Manchester United. Of course, he was sacked officially on the day that I'm recording this. I think it probably will be yesterday by the time you're watching this. And do you know what? There's a lot of speculation going around about who is the best manager to take over from him. We are seeing lots of Ten Hag being talked about. Zidane maybe being the most that's being spoken about, maybe with Carrick taking over till the end of the season, that type of thing. You've also got the likes of Rodgers, as well as one or two others. I'm going to use FM22 to find out who is the best man, without any doubt. I am going to go and take all of the main candidates and do a series of one-season simulations. We're going to look, do they win any trophies? Who do they buy? Who do they sell? And most importantly, where do they finish in the Premier League table? And then, with those results, we will know, without any shadow of doubt, definitively, who is the best candidate to take over from Ole Solskjaer? Because, as we all know, right, FM never gets it wrong. First up then in our series of simulations in today's video is going to be Rodgers. As you can see here, I have added as the manager at Manchester United, moving him from Leicester, of course. Whether this happens in real life or not, will he go there being an ex-Liverpool manager? Something tells me he probably would. That's maybe just a judge on his character. And yes, I did just bring up character when talking about Rodgers. What we're going to do then is find out how he gets on as the manager by seeing where he finishes. I also do want to have a little look down his schedule as well. What did he do in like those matches against the likes of Liverpool? For example, let's see where Man U finished though at the end of the first season. It's 2022 here. He finished... Oh, okay. I thought he was going to say he was going to finish 13th there. Oh, my word. I've just seen, though, he won the league. Brendan winning the league at Manchester United. Of course, this isn't taken over from the real life situation, but we're still going to get a good idea about who will be the best manager. Rodgers is a champion after his season at Man U. If we have a look at some of his schedule then, how did he do in the cup competitions as well? Because that will also tell us a little bit more about how he's done. Premier League champion Rodgers. He couldn't do that at Liverpool, could he? He got to the Champions League final as well. He lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. How did he do in the FA Cup? He lost in the third round to Leeds. And in the Carabao Cup, he lost to Manchester City in the semi-final. So a Premier League champion, a Champions League finalist is a very good start from Rodgers. Let's go and compare him then, I suppose, to one or two of the other managers. Who did he sign as well, actually? That could be fun to see. He spent £116 million. Nunes, Shigankov, Mauro Caligari, a few others in there too. Paulinho on a free transfer. He sold some players, you know. Van der Beek straight out the door. He sold him in January. Back to Ajax. There you go. Brendan not standing for it. Martial also went to Chelsea. Lingard to Arsenal, among a few others. Fred was also loaned out in January too. That's Rodgers, Premier League champion. That's going to take some beating, you know. Let's move on to Zinedine Zidane. Next up is Zinedine Zidane then. Here he is as the Manchester United manager. And once again, the year is 2022. Zidane, I think he's my little favourite for this, you know. I reckon they might be able to convince him to join immediately, come back from his holiday, even if his wife doesn't want to go and live in Manchester. I don't know why, really. There's maybe not much to that, but I think he's my tip for this. I think that would be the one that maybe the fans would get behind. So let's see how Zidane does in terms of this simulation, because if he does terribly in this, then it's completely wrong for them to appoint him, because as we know, FM doesn't make mistakes. It is completely correct. Let's find out where they finished in this season then. 12th in that Premier League now. Let's go back to last season. Did they win the league? No, they did not. Zidane only finishing 5th. Rodgers, he won the league. Zidane finished 5th. Not even in the Champions League places. 78 points. I mean, he's actually got a bit unlucky there. 4 teams getting over 80 points. It's a very strong season. Man City, the champions. Did he save it by winning the Champions League? Which would we even say is better then? Premier League or Champions League? I'm not even sure, you know. What did he do in this season? Let's find out. We need to go back a little bit more. Champions League. He lost in the final as well. Okay. So actually both managers losing in the Champions League final. Zidane losing to Chelsea in the Champions League final. I mean, that's quite unlucky. Did they? Oh my word, they scored an equaliser in the 85th minute, and then Kovacic with the winner in extra time. Did he win a trophy? No, he went out in the FA Cup quarterfinals again to Man City. That was the Carabao loss for Rodgers, I think, wasn't it? And then how did he do in the Carabao Cup? He lost to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup in the semi-finals again. So in a few of the competitions, he matched Rodgers, but all importantly, in the Premier League, he did way, way worse. Way worse. Let's see who he bought as well before we move on. He's spent £87 million, the biggest of those, on Domenico Berardi from Sassuolo. Few others in there too. Patrick Berg. I think both managers have bought Patrick Berg, haven't they? Which is weird. I was going to say Hannibal Lecter then. Not Hannibal Lecter, but Hannibal went out on loan. They did also sell Martial. They sold Phil Jones, who's off to France, which is nice. Fred, another one that was sold. He was loaned out immediately, actually. I think he lasted until January with Rodgers. Straight out in the summer for Zidane. Let's move on then to the next manager. I don't think Zidane is going to be our choice here. At the moment, it's Rodgers. Will the next manager go and beat Rodgers? And that's going to be Erik Ten Hag. Let's go find out. I suppose then that Brendan Rodgers is the leading candidate at this stage. He is definitely better than Zidane because he got that Premier League win, that Premier League title. The next manager, as you see on your screens here then, is Erik Ten Hag, the mastermind behind that Ajax run to the Champions League semi-final. Beautiful football, brilliant use of youth team players, bringing them through. I wonder how successful he's going to be at Manchester United in our simulations. I think he might do quite well here. I wonder, though, can he beat Rodgers? Because Rodgers at the moment is the man that I would be putting forward for the job based on how FM rate him. Let's go and find out his finish in the Premier League then and how he did overall. Ten Hag finished third in the league, so he's not quite got that Premier League title. 76 points. I still think this maybe means that Rodgers is on top. He did qualify for the Champions League, though. So if he won the Champions League, going one better than Zidane or Rodgers managed, maybe that puts him above them. I'm not sure. We'd have to have a look in the other competitions too. Let's go and see how that all panned out for him. Let's go back one more season there. Let's go down to the bottom first of all. Champions League. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. They didn't even make it out of the groups in the Champions League. Unable to make it through the groups. I need to see where is his group stage. How did they fare? All groups. They finished... Where did they finish on here? They finished bottom of their group in a group that contained Wolfsburg, Inter and Zenit. They only managed to get 7 points. Wins against Wolfsburg and Inter. Losses against Zenit, Inter and Wolfsburg. They didn't qualify even for the Europa League. So a third place finish in the league and then not going through the groups in the Champions League. I don't think Ten Hag is going to be the guy, you know. Let's go back to the other cups as well, just to see. They lost to Manchester City in the FA Cup 4th round in a replay. Carabao Cup, how did they do in the Carabao Cup? 4th round loss to Tottenham at home. It's a really horrible season overall. Losing to things like Everton. I called them there. Losing to teams like Everton, losing at home to City, losing away at Liverpool. I don't think it's going to be Erik Ten Hag's job, is it? I think so far it's still Rodgers who's going to get the call up. Let's move on to the next manager, and that next manager is maybe a little bit more of a curveball. It's going to be Ralf Rangnick, the Leipzig guy, and we're going to see how he does in FM22. Do you know what? Before we move on, I just had to check. What did Ten Hag do with Donny van der Beek? I've just checked the outgoing transfers, and I thought actually some of you might want to look at who he bought as well. There you see them on the screen. Some very obscure names, as well as an American in Ricardo Pepi coming in. He did not sell Donny van der Beek, which I think is interesting. I do actually want to see how many appearances did Donny van der Beek make then in that season. Did he play any games with... No, he still didn't play him. He played 2 matches in that season, so he didn't sell him, but he also did not play him. Not even off the bench, really. 3 sub appearances. Interesting. On to Ralf Rangnick. Next up then with our managerial candidates is Ralf Rangnick, the former Leipzig manager and the man that's had a big influence on gegenpress football. A lot of the football hipsters' choice, I'm going to suggest, for the Manchester United job. I think he's working with like Lokomotiv Moscow right now. I think he would definitely take the job, even maybe in like an interim role. Let's find out how he does in FM22. He's got to beat a Premier League title and a Champions League final as a combination, which is what Brendan Rodgers managed to achieve. Let's see what Ralf managed to do by clicking on Manchester United. Let's go to the Premier League last season, and he finished 4th. So he hasn't beaten Rodgers. I feel like unless he wins this Champions League, I don't think he's going to beat Rodgers. I think the first manager we actually looked at, Rodgers, might be the best candidate. There's one other serious candidate that we're actually going to look at after this, and then one other slightly less serious candidate, which we will also have a look at. 4th in the Premier League is not terrible. It's Champions League qualification. How did he do in the Champions League proper, though? Did he manage to win it? Let's find out. Let's scroll down to the bottom. Yes, he did. Oh, this makes it very interesting. He's beaten Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. He's even continued. Did he win the No, he didn't. He'd come 3rd. He's come 3rd in the Club World Championship as well to make United the best team in the world. So not quite 3rd best team in the world. Champions League winners. If he's won the FA Cup as well, he didn't win the FA Cup. He's gone out of the FA Cup in the semi-final. How did he do in the Carabao? He won the Carabao. Oh, I don't know, you know. Ralf, 4th in the league, Champions League winner, Carabao Cup winner. Is he better or worse than Brendan Rodgers here? I don't know, you know. This is really, really tight. What I'm maybe hoping is that Pochettino, who's our next manager, is going to be better than both. And then I don't have to try and decide, because that is really tough to call. I may even have to go to the comments, maybe even put out a poll that you guys can vote on. This is really tough. Let's see how he did in the transfer market. Did he sign some big players? Again, they've signed Patrick Berg. Is that something that's maybe coded in? Maybe it's a future transfer. Maybe. They spent, though, £104 million at Benjamin Pavard and Kingsley Coman going and raiding Bayern Munich, who they then beat in the Champions League final. Very interesting indeed. They sold Anthony Martial for 10 million. That's like a sale I would do in FM. I'm surely he could have got a bit more money than that. But a very, very successful season for Ralf Rangnick then. Champions League winners, 4th in the Premier League, Carabao Cup winners, semi-finals in the FA Cup. Let's go to our final serious candidate, which is Mauricio Pochettino. Can he beat that? I don't know now. I don't know whether that Ralf Rangnick season is better than Rodgers' season. Rodgers managed to win the Premier League, Ralf winning the Champions League, as well as the Carabao, as well as qualifying for the Champions League through the league season. Which one's better? I still wonder if that Premier League is much harder to do. I wonder if I'm going to go with Rodgers. I'm not sure. I might need to ask you. I'm hoping that the manager that you do see on the screen now then, Mauricio Pochettino, blows them both out the water and I don't need to stress about it anymore. That would be nice. Let's find out how Poch does then. Obviously moving back to England from PSG. We'll think about it. I wonder. It seems like they've kind of missed the boat on him. I felt like when he was at Spurs that he should have become the United manager then. He didn't. Maybe now is the time for that to happen. Let's go find out how he does in FM22 and see where he finished in his Premier League season, first of all. He finished 2nd. So runners up. So, I mean, that's a good finish. Now, if he wins the Champions League and all the other things that Ralf won, maybe he does move to the top. He has been pipped to the Premier League title, though, by Manchester City. 83 points he finished on. Let's have a look at how he did in those other competitions. Is he favoured personnel? He's not favoured personnel, which suggests that maybe he hasn't won anything. Let's see. Scrolling down to the bottom. Did he win the Champions League? No. He's gone out of the Champions League to Liverpool in the quarter-final. It went to extra time and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain scored the winner in extra time. And Liverpool knocked them out in the quarter-finals. Did he do all right in the Carabao? He did win the Carabao Cup. He beat Liverpool in the final of the Carabao Cup. Lost in the FA Cup 5th round. Right, I think that puts him below Ralf and Rodgers, you know. He hasn't won, well, he's won one cup, the Carabao, the only trophy that he's won. Not a great performance in the Champions League, but a lot better than Ten Hag. And not winning the Premier League title, I think, doesn't give him the chance of getting this job. I think he's not going to get it. Let's see who he did sign. Did he sign any former Spurs players or anything like that? Let's see. He did sign Patrick Berg. I'm sure that must be coded in at this stage. Only spent 41 million. And most of that was on Danilo, the former City fullback, which is interesting. This season, by the way, I've just seen he signed Kylian Mbappe on a free. So when I said, did he sign any former Spurs players? No, but he has signed Kylian Mbappe from his former team PSG. So, I mean, I'm sure that they're going to do quite well in the future after that. I don't think any of the other managers did sign Mbappe. That is the end of my serious list of candidates for the Manchester United job. I'm still a little bit debating. Is it Ralf Rangnick on one hand with the Champions League win, or is it Rodgers on the other hand with the Premier League win? I think you're going to have to tell me in the comments down below. But before you go and do that, we're going to go and look at one last candidate, because I just think it would be gloriously entertaining to see. Let's see how Roy Keane does. Here he is then, in-game. Roy Keane, Manchester United manager. How good would it be if he just smashed the rest out of the park completely and went and had a clean sweep of all of the competitions? That would be great. I've also noticed he's got level of discipline 20. I would have been disappointed if it wasn't 20 in that. The rest of his profile doesn't look too good, you know, in terms of how good he is as a manager. I wonder how that reflects in how well he did with Manchester United then. Let's find out. In the season, he finished 3rd in the league. It's May, so we can just look at it straight away. He's finished 3rd. So I wonder if that's going to be good enough. If he won the Champions League, maybe we could argue that it's better than Ralf Rangnick's season. Maybe there's still a little bit of hope here. Did he win the Champions League with Manchester United? No. But he did win the Europa League. Do you know what? He's actually done very well. I would say he's done better than a few of our other candidates here. He's won the Europa League, so he must have gone out of the Champions League in the group stage, finishing 3rd. And he's gone and won the Europa League, beating Ajax in the final 2-0. That's actually not a bad bit of silverware from Roy Keane there. How did he do in the other competitions? Right, that's not as good. He has lost to Wigan 2-0 in the FA Cup in the 3rd round. That's League One Wigan, isn't it? That's slightly more disappointing. You must have had a horror show in the Champions League groups as well. They had Atletico in their group, they had Zenit, and they also had Young Boys in there. How did he do in the Carabao Cup? I mean, I'm not even seeing it on here, which doesn't bode too well. He lost in the 3rd round of that as well to Norwich on penalties. So maybe he's not the best candidate for the job, but he did still go and win some silverware. So good on you, Roy Keane. As we round off this video, I think my best suggestion for Manchester United manager based on FM22, I think I'm going to just edge Ralf Rangnick into the lead. Oh, I don't know. Should it be Rodgers? It's going to be Rodgers or Rangnick. And I think I need you guys to help me in the comments down below. Let's see. That's the way you can vote. Leave me a comment down below. Ralf or Rodgers? Let me know. And I think it'll be very interesting to see who the board go with now. Because if it's not either of those two, you're getting it wrong. Glazers. I'm atting you, Glazers. You need to go with one of those two, otherwise you're going to fail as a club. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this slightly different type of video today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching our way through this, and I'm hoping you will subscribe to the channel too, ready for the next video as well. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave me those comments down below, as I mentioned, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.